What is the deal, y'all? I had to make my little morning trip. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how much I'm spending on this month. Before we get into it, smash that thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you don't like it, smash that thumbs down and proceed to move on. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification icon and you'll be notified. And sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. YouTube is working on it. Kind of funny how it works. Sometimes you do get notified, sometimes you don't. If you don't, just check in on your boy. I drop content a lot, daily, weekly, all the time. So just check in on your boy. You'll see some new videos that I dropped and we'll go from there. So anyways, without, much further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Nicholas Anthony Rodriguez. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. There was I don't know if you guys, remember hearing about this. This was years ago. This goes down in Solano State Prison. This is where this grisly crime, this grisly, heinous crime took place. And there's a riot. This is the thing that trips me out. I never really got concrete answer on this. And if any of you guys happen to know anyone who was there, related to somebody who was there, or anything like that, man, y'all can shed some light. Feel free to shed some light. If you don't. Freedom of speech. Y'all choose what y'all want to do. It would be interesting, though, to find out the truth, because a riot took place and he went missing after the riot. And eventually they actually assumed that he had escaped the prison, because that's how the prison is a lower level prison when, the cops and authority. I mean, on a 180, they're not going to assume that you escaped. They're going to look for the dead body, because they pretty much know there's really no chance that you can get out, but you never know, I guess. So that's what they assumed. He was gone missing for 15 hours, 15 whole hours looking for him, only to be discovered in a trash can in the shower stall, which was not too far away from his cell. When they found his body stuffed into the trash can, his chest organs were missing and his stomach organs were missing. They still haven't found them organs to this day. Since then, his cellmate has been charged. His cellmate, they're saying that he's not competent, that he's cuckoo. I guess he's suffering from all these crazy delusional thoughts that all of his family members are dead, that he's got a $200 million inheritance. So his lawyers in his defense are trying to argue that he is not mentally fit to stand, or competent enough to stand trial. He's doing the whole cuckoo thing. And the thing is, with most of the real cuckoo cases, they don't even care about that. Like Jamie Osuna is like, I don't even want to. He's like, give me guilt, find me guilty. I'm not crazy. The ones who are playing and doing all that acting are the ones who usually go in there, hey, I'm crazy, I'm cuckoo. All of a sudden they start suffering from delusional thoughts, and all of a sudden they're smearing poop all over their windows of their cell, yada, yada, yada. So they looked at the case of what exactly happened to Nicholas Anthony Rodriguez, right? And he died not from that. Before he was eviscerated, he had actually died from multiple blows to the head, right? No homo. But he had actually died from multiple blows to the head, and they found alcohol in his system. So when you step back and you look at it in the context of what may have happened, they were drinking. No, but then there's a bigger picture, because you wonder, did this riot that got kicked off happen so that he could do this to his cellmate? Was this riot kicked off so that they could really just focus in on that? That's the question that, investigators are trying to figure out the answer to. No one has really been able to get a concrete answer on that one specific question. However, we do know that he was drunk. We do know that they were both drinking. We do know that before he was eviscerated, he died from blows to the head, having his head beat on. You know what I mean? So it could have been a drunken thing. And anyone who's had a cellmate, anyone who's been in the pen knows, like, drinking is probably the most common thing. It comes before tattooing. Like, you're most likely to have a few drinks in prison or even in jail before you're likely to get a tattoo, come across drugs, have a relationship with a CO or anything other than that. Alcohol is just the most common, prevalent thing that is all around, prison and jail. It's how prisoners and inmates make their money. You know what I'm saying? Any block, any yard that you go to, You got like 10 little hustlers in each block. The little manufacturers, you know what I mean? You got the white light, the dudes who make white lightning. You got the pruno connoisseurs, the white lightning connoisseurs. You got the piss water connoisseurs. You got the guys who's trying to sell sugar in a cup because they don't know how to make it right. If you drink enough, you might get buzzed, but you're gonna be having the shits like an animal kind of guys. So alcohol is prevalent. And so if alcohol is prevalent, circumstances and situations that are a product of that are prevalent. So what do you commonly see? Ah, man, I can't tell you how many homeboys of mine, neighbors of mine from the cell right next to mine, how many of them end up stabbing the shit out of their celly, you know, beating them down to a pulp. Bandit, I know you watching this, fool. Hey, beating their cellies with a state issue cup until they airlift them, you know. That's just what happens with alcohol. And we're the dumb ones who, like, we're sitting in the shoe. That's why it's like, we're sitting in the shoe. We're sitting in the hole. I've done this so many times, and I got a big old trash bag filled, gallons. That bag is gone between you and your cellmate. Y'all are blacking out drunk. I remember every time I drank in prison, I got blacked out drunk in the cell. Me and my celly both did. It never, I think one time, me and the homie Malo, you know, from Grape, we caught a head up in the cell, you know, real quick, short little head up, nothing major. And he be watching the channel, so, you know what I'm saying, hit me up, hit my email, bro, I ain't heard from you in a minute. But other than that, I really, like, I was a laid back kind of dude. I'd be like, we together, so we having fun. I'm showing pictures of the family, he's showing pictures of the family, we talk, we reminisce about the streets. But man, if you got a cellmate that you feel a little tension with, and you're getting that drunk, a situation like this can take place. So I'm not gonna get too far off the topic. Let's go ahead and get back on it. Y'all, in the thumbnail, y'all seen the picture of his cellmate. He don't even look like he's all the way there to begin with. He low-key does look like somebody who is kind of wigged out that'll probably do some crazy stuff like that. And old boy just fell victim to it, you know what I'm saying? But the question is this, it's simple. Did that riot happen to disguise, like, was this a strategic hit is the question. And if it was a strategic hit, I don't think one has been made like that in decades, where a whole riot would be kicked off in order to commit that type of heinous murder on somebody, in order to commit some kind of like straight strategic premeditated homicide on somebody. That's some old school stuff, man, and you never know. It probably could have happened that way, but what I think happened was they was drinking, you know, the whole riot thing probably kicked off while it was kicking off. I think it just was coincidence. I think while that was kicking off, or if it's not coincidence, while that was kicking off, old boy Celly had probably already been wanting to murk him. So he was just like, you know what? All this chaos is ensuing right here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take care of this right now. Boop, boop, boop. It didn't say that he was strangled. And via autopsy, I'm pretty sure they could tell you whether or not he was suffering from asphyxiation or something like that. So I don't think he did that, you know what I'm saying? Which a lot of guys do that. A lot of guys will kill through strangulation. You know, it's the easiest thing you can do if you kind of like just trying to get the job done. You don't want to fight. You're not sure. You don't trust your hands, but you know you got a good chokehold. A lot of people will do stuff like that. So just look it up. Like, look at the cases. A lot of people die from strangulation. But so for his Celly, he was drunk. Dude looked like he was kind of small. Nicholas looked like he wasn't the biggest guy. His Celly probably had a lot of weight on him, so he probably just started creaming him, man. Bow, 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 bow. Didn't stop. Kept beating him. Probably started stomping his head, and then tried to saw him in half. Now, I think by taking out the organs, what I think he's already doing a life sentence. So I think by taking out them organs, what I think he did with them, personally, I think he like cut them up and tried to flush them. I feed my dog organs. I feed him heart, liver, kidney. I cut all that stuff up all the time. So he probably already had like something sharp, or he's probably doing it against his locker, just cutting up his organs, his heart or whatever. And then he probably just started flushing them, man. He probably just started flushing them, because those toilets in the pen are super strong. They're like they'll suck your butthole in through them, bro. I'm lying. You gotta hover while you go, because you might lose a testicle or two messing with them toilets. But I think that's what he tried to do, and then he realized that he wasn't gonna get nowhere, man. You can't. What are you gonna do with the head? What are you gonna do with all the bones and everything? So he just started sawing them in half, and I'm guaranteeing you he used a braided string, because with braided string, which comes from the nylon fabric of your boxers that they provide, state issue, you can cut through pretty much anything with those. If you braid them up good enough and strong enough, you could cut through anything with those, basically, man. So I'm pretty sure he was just going through his whole body with those, with some really good braided line, which leads you to believe it had to be premeditated, man. But you never know. So I guess it's going to trial. They're getting ready to take him to trial. The only one suspect is Celly. There was the only one that they want now. So it's been years since this happened. So I think it's time the family gets some justice and see where it goes from there. The mom wasn't really given details at all. And then she says when she saw him, she said his face was just horrible. You can't even imagine what his face looks like after whatever he endured. It's horrible. So I want to say, God bless to the family. You know what I'm saying? Hope you get the justice that you need and that you deserve. And it's another Celly nightmare, back at it. Hope y'all like the video. Much love, much respect. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you ain't. I'm gone.